Welcome everybody. It's 8:30. It's Lightroom Live. We are here again. Please let me know if you can hear everything fine. Trying the RTX voice again tonight just to sort of get rid of some of the background noise. The focus is coming in and out. I don't know what's going on with the camera tonight, but let's make sure that everybody can hear me first, and then we'll worry about the camera after that. Welcome, guys. Let me know if you can hear me just fine, and we'll get started right away with some photo editing. All right, great, perfect. Good. Everyone can hear me? Fantastic. Lots of submissions since last week. Still tons to get through. And I'm feeling pretty good about what we've got going on tonight. So let's get right into it, I think. I've also added a little something extra. Keyboard cam. Yeah. I thought this would be a fun addition because I saw it on Josh's Friday or Sunday night stream for when he was doing the STLs and everything. And I was like, this is a great idea because now you can sort of see some of the keys. And I mean, this isn't the perfect view because I'm using like a little webcam here that's on top of my monitor. But if it's something that you think might be useful, we can sort of add this into the mix and try this as a thing. Anyway, lots of photos to get through. As you can see, we've got 27 that I wanted to try and tackle. I don't think we'll get through all of these today, but you never know. It's worth a try, right? So yeah, let's just start in on one that I've been meaning to do for a while. And oh, actually, yeah, give me a shout out from where you guys are all watching from tonight, and we'll yeah, I'm just sort of like juggling windows here, so let me know where you're all coming from, and I'll get sorted and organized and decide which photo I'm going to do first. Brandon, yes, I am in my house. This is where I live. This is my basement studio. My workshop is just that way. I think I'm pointing in the right direction. It's over there. And it's a different room, different computer setup. This is where I work when I'm doing my editing for my real job, and also where I watch TV, which is just over that way. And if you can read that sign, which you probably can't because it's backwards, it says "Come in for fun," and it's from a fair. Costa Rica. Costa Rica. That's very cool. Thanks for checking in. Sean, you send photos. I put it in the description below, and it's also, I think it's already in the chat. Submissions at scalebuildersguild.com. That's how you send them in. Oregon, West Virginia, no, just regular Virginia. Alberta, right on. Massachusetts. My name is Josh here? Ew. Ew, gross, he is. Blech. I like it. Not interested. I'm also realizing, and this is something that Josh mentioned last week and I still haven't fixed, is the area in which my face is generally right in the middle of the screen, where the big SPG logo is. If you're on mobile, I think in a regular window it's probably fine. But yeah, it's dark in here on purpose. That's just how I like to work usually. Brightness is not really my thing. And you don't need to see my face for this anyway. This is all about the photos. So let's get into those. How's that sound? Since Josh is already here, we might as well just get this one out of the way. This is one of Josh's crummy trucks. Nobody really likes it. I certainly don't. And it's a really terrible photo. So we're going to do everything we can to fix it. No, this is a really nice photo. This is Josh's, what is this, VS410 Pro? I think it's the Pro. And yeah, nice environment. I think this was taken on Saturday or Sunday. So a very recent photo, but nice that he submitted it. So let's get into it. Um, what should we do first? I don't know. Let's just balance it out a little bit. This was obviously up at elevation because it doesn't look like it was super hot. And yes, Craig, it is trash. Agreed. Um, I'm going to just add a little tiny bit of warmth. That was like 7 plus 7. There it is before. And there's after, just a slight warmth increase. Um, let's do a radial on the car itself. And just a simple one here, not ton of extra. I'm just giving it a slight exposure boost, which is sort of the default on this one. Shadows, I think we'll pull those down a little bit. Just a tiny scotch. That's it for that window for now. I will probably hit that again afterwards because we'll go back and check it out. But overall presence, we're going to amp up the texture a little bit and clarity. I like this sky up here. I like what it's doing. So maybe not one of these, not a grad filter. Let's get rid of that. And we'll do another radial, but I'm just going to like feather it out a little bit more and round it, just sort of angle it so we get a bit of that sky. Yeah, that's probably a good place to start. And I'm just going to cool that off a little bit and lower the exposure ever so slightly. Oh my gosh. Yes, let's totally do that. We are not going to make this an orange truck anymore. Brilliant idea. Whose idea was that? RC Mask Master. Definitely not orange anymore. That's great. Red? It's kind of nice. Yeah, I think we're gonna. So mean. So mean. Let's do this a different way, though. Yeah, that's better. Let's make it purple. That's a great idea. Really great idea. It's so mean. This is probably not the best tool for it. So let's delete this one and do this a little bit differently. Use the brush tool. This way I'm not affecting anything else in the shot, just literally the orange of the truck. Yes. Oh, I think that already looks better. These people are dead to you now, Josh. That's fantastic. I love it. I think that's really funny, whoever thought of that, because that's a good idea. Sorry, focus was driving me crazy. There we go. That's better. Mustard yellow. Well, let's see where we can take it. I mean, the teal is pretty nice actually for this truck. Suits. Let's do it. I love it. It's so great. I'm just going to clear out that area of the grill. And you can see that in a mask like this, when you're in the brush tool, you can hit Alt on your keyboard or Option if you're on a Mac, and you can just kind of paint out some of those details. Like some of the rust obviously should be kind of brown still, not totally teal. So if we go in here and do the same thing, let me actually, what do we do to zoom in? Anybody remember? There we go. That's Z on your keyboard to zoom in. And you can actually just kind of paint out some of these other areas here just to make sure that rust is still coming through. Which, man, this is such a funny idea. I absolutely love it. Whoever thought of it, Mask Master, just such a great idea. I know Josh probably hates it, but that's fine. Who cares? Much better already. So we've already done the sky. We've already done this. We've brought some more clarity overall, which is really helpful. And let's do a couple more things here. Let's throw a vignette on, because I think that'll kind of amp up some of the drama. I love these rocks. I think those rocks really turned out nice. But let's see if we can't bring a little more warmth into them. Just overall, I think that helps a little bit. That sky maybe is a little too oversaturated. Let's just change the hue a little bit on that. Yeah, that to me feels a little better. Still maybe oversaturated, so let's pull down some of that saturation. Yeah, that feels a little bit better to me. I'm going to take a break and look through some comments here. Yes, Craig, where is the driver? It's like Josh he won't do it. He won't put a driver in for whatever reason. It's kind of disappointing, but you know. Travis suggested just remove the truck and leave the rocks. Well, it would improve the photo, that's for sure. It's really good. I love it. Let me see if I can find some questions here. I do kind of maybe need a moderator, but Rebecca's busy tonight. I wouldn't ask her to do it anyway, standing over my shoulder reading comments. My main problem with phone photography is the zoom. It dramatically reduces image quality. Yes, absolutely right, Overland RC. My suggestion is don't use zoom. Just get closer to the object. That's probably the better way to handle it. Yeah. Can you give it a driver's front flat tire? Unfortunately, we're not in Photoshop, but not a bad idea. Just started my YouTube channel. Respect, it is hard work. Wesley, yeah, it definitely is. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Want to know a cool trick? Go up on exposure and save as new photo, and then go down on exposure and save again. Take all 3 images to combine HDR. Yes, that's right, RC Master. You can also do it in camera. There are a lot of cameras actually do like a bracket style thing where you can do 3 exposures all at once, or not all at once, but 3 exposures in a row, which is very cool. What else have we got? Just remove the truck, leave the rocks. Yeah, I kind of love that color. Maybe we should change it then. No, Josh, if you like it, that's fine. And you know what? I'm going to keep it like this for the purposes of this stream, but I will send you back a properly corrected one with the proper color. Sean, what do you mean this is what a basement looks like? Those are the stairs behind me, downstairs or upstairs to downstairs from the rest of the house. And then I've got a fireplace over there. And the TV is out of picture, but yeah, it's just a regular everyday basement. Just a subterranean layer. Easiest paint job yet. Yeah, he didn't even have to paint it. Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough. Josh says that his driver's out of the vehicle. He said car, but this is a truck. And he's taking the photo. That's a great excuse. I was going to suggest an orange sunset, but he said that you were dead to him. Yes. Yeah. He did fall down. That's true. Yeah. All right. So I think this one's good for now. Nice photo, Josh. Thanks a lot for providing that to me. I very much appreciate it because it looks pretty good. Full screen, anyone? That's a good looking photo. I'm pretty happy with that, actually. That looks pretty good. Pretty simple one to correct. I didn't have to do very much. This teal color does go really nice with those wheels, too. Which, yeah, great photo, great location. I like all these little, like, plants and stuff. All these little things down here. These are all really cool. Really bring a whole lot of life to the scene. All this stuff in here. That's very cool. Looks good. Throw Red Cat logo on. Oh man, you guys are straight fire. So mean. All right. So let's do another photo. I think I'm gonna do. Which one did I want to do? Oh yeah, I want to do this brute. It's a nice JK brute. This is from David Crabtree. Um, I think this is a new bright body, but it's got some stuff going on. These are axial fenders, from what I recall, from the JK, the 2017 JK, I think. He's got the Night Customs tent, rooftop tent on the back there. Some not Jerry cans, roto packs. Great environment, lots of nice texture in there. Nice little scale license plate. He must be from Indiana. That's a great looking photo. Thank you, David, for submitting that one. Yeah, it's already in a really great place just from just coming up as it is. But I feel like it's warmer than I'd want. So I'm just going to cool it off a little tiny bit. I'm going to bring up some shadow detail because I do want to see a little bit more of the interior and some of these exterior elements on the back here. This is a pretty extreme shadow increase. But what we'll do is we'll kind of knock back the whites a little bit so it doesn't feel like overly crushed or blown out. Saturation on the reds is a little high for my taste. We're just going to bring those down a little bit there. I don't think I'm going to do a window on the whole thing. I don't think it really needs it. Overall saturation, though, I am going to increase because I do want to make a little bit more of that blue sky and some of these green elements and brown elements. I love the foreground branch here. That's just really a nice way to center your eye on this. I don't think it needs a crop either. I think that looks pretty good, actually. Oh, this is all custom. Wow. Okay. So doesn't start at all with the New Bright truck. It's pretty impressive. If that's the case. Very nicely done. Good scale accurate tire size too. These PBX ATs are nice. I've got them. What do I have them on? Something. Vibrance. Let's dial it back a little bit. Let's not go oversaturated here. I think that feels pretty good. And then definitely going to throw a vignette on. Probably just a medium one this time. China JK. Okay, all right. Awesome. Well, that's pretty good work. Probably two China JKs, unless they. Can you get a 4-door one now? I don't know. What else should we do here? I'm just skewing the tint slightly green. We'll bring up the texture slider a bit and the clarity slider as well. Not too much though, because there's a lot of elements that are already really, really crispy and sharp here. And I don't want to overdo it. So just kind of go somewhere in there with the dehaze as well. Oh yes, so it did. This is weird because this is not the lens I usually use. I usually use my 16 mil. This 30 mil, for whatever reason, doesn't want to hold focus. It's probably because it's in auto mode and I'm moving around a lot and it's maybe too dark for the sensor. I don't know. Anyway, Rocky Mountain 4x4 Club. It's a good looking little bumper sticker there. Coincidentally, I'm almost out of bumper stickers, so if you haven't ordered, now's the time because these won't be made again. I only do like one run of each. Just going to pull a bit of exposure into there just to really darken that foreground object. And I think I'm probably good with that. Need to bring any warmth or anything into it. Feels pretty good. I'm liking this as is. I don't think we really need to do very much more. Maybe just for fun. What can we do? Let's rotate it a bit, actually. We're going to rotate it a bit more this way, and we'll constrain that. Remember, we learned to constrain the crop, so it always makes sure to keep everything inside the frame that you've set. Just want to give it a bit more drama by rotating it. See, it's fine there. So you're not really losing anything or gaining anything. But this just kind of amps up a little bit of the drama, so it feels like it's on more of a journey. Also, you're keeping your trees nice and straight, so you actually get a good sense of how much elevation it's actually traveling on. So yeah, I think that's good. Let's take a look at that full screen. Pretty cool. And we'll do a little before and after. Not a massive change, really. This is a pretty subtle one because the starting photo was already really good. It's really just kind of about bringing some objects to life and bringing a little more attention to the truck, sharpening everything with a little bit more clarity. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. The results speak for themselves, like many photos. Before, after. No taquitos tonight either. I've already had my dinner. Thank you, David, for sending in that photo. That's very nice. I really like that one a lot. Great couple of photos to start this stream off, too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point there, Darwin. How many people did go to Axial Fest? I'm kind of curious about that, actually. Not entirely sure how many people went. If it was a successful event or not, I'm curious to know. So yeah, give me a shout out in the comments there. And if you haven't already, hit the like button. I know there's 93 of you watching right now, only 30 likes. So give it the old thumbs up. Let's do another photo. How's that sound? Which one should we do? How about, I want to do this one. This one was sent in by Jade Warburton. He's Timp RC, TIMPRC on Instagram. And he built this really cool, this is a trail walker, Element Trail Walker, Texas Ranger. And he's changed it into a Golden Eagle Gladiator, or J10, I think that is, right? So, oh, look at that. He's got a Scale Builders Guild sticker on there. Excellent. He also has a friend, which is nice. Great photo. This is really nice because the depth of field is really, really shallow. Obviously, it was shot at night, close to dusk or evening. So it's really going to be like nice bokeh because the background is so out of focus. And you can see the focus is only really right here. So this will be a fun photo to play with. I think we'll go kind of crazy with this one. See if we can't find a good preset maybe to really bring this to life. The warm contrast shots are always nice. I like warmth in the blacks. I think that always looks really cool. Also vintage too. So this is the vintage instant profile. Warm contrast is similar, but vintage instant just really brings a lot of like um, sharpness. And I don't mean sharpness in terms of focus, but sharpness to the colors. So maybe we'll start there. I mean, we could go turquoise and red, but that it doesn't really look right. That feels better to me. We're definitely going to add a lot of grain and a vignette, nice heavy one. Now it feels a lot more nighttime as well. I'm just going to amp up the texture a little bit and the clarity, because what that does, you can see it really brings kind of attention to the vignette that we've placed on it, as well as amping up that grain structure as well. So you're really getting this to feel like a super old photo. You could crush all the shadows further, but I'm going to elevate them a bit because I really want to get the texture out of that front tire because it's one of my favorite tires. So obviously, maybe you could try cooling it off. What that does is introduces a lot of blue into the shot, but it still maintains a lot of those reds as well. Not a ton. You could go the other way. That to me isn't quite the right look for this photo, in my opinion anyway. I think this cooler temperature is probably better. Then we're going to go back in and change our tint and go back more towards the red magenta sort of realm. Maybe even adjust our exposure down a little tiny bit and pull our highlights down a little bit as well. Just trying to go a little more artistic with this one. Then I don't know if this is going to do anything. It's not really doing anything much in terms of the reds, in terms of the saturation, because it's not really flying much. I kind of dig that though. I think that looks kind of cool. Full screen wise, that looks pretty neat. I kind of like it. Hi Discovery RC, thanks for checking in. Thanks for hitting the likes, guys. I appreciate that. Axial Fest was a good time. Hey, Brazen Scale. Hi, welcome. Only 150 people. That sounds low. Axial Fest was a good time. Wish I would have trailed more, but was so busy talking a lot. Yeah, I find that's the same thing for me too. Most of these events, the trail time I get is at night. Because like that's the only time I am, left alone. Now, and I don't mean like left alone in terms of like people talking to me and stuff, but whenever I've been at Axial Fest, it's always been in sort of like a support staff sort of capacity. So I'm always helping with the organizing of the event, helping with the organization of the event, or setting up parts of the event, or doing late night security, or there's always something to do. Like one time they needed something at the hardware store, so I jumped in the rental and went down to the hardware store in Truckee and got stuff for that. Other times pick up lunch. Other times I'm filming the whole event. So there's all kinds of stuff going on, and it's kind of nice to just take a trail ride at night sometimes. That's when the staff usually does their thing anyway. All right. So Jade's photo, this one looks pretty good. It was a really awesome event though. Okay, good. That's good to hear, Greg. Muddy mess, they said. Ugh. I wonder if there was a lot of rain. I've never been to an Axial Fest with rain, but K&K, Team K&K, that event tends to get pretty rainy. Badlands was great, at least 200 to 300 people, I would guess. Good trails, and the quarry was amazing. Wish there would have been more vendors. Certainly not a muddy mess. There were mud holes, but it was very easily avoidable. Oh. Yeah, Chongi, I'm surprised that Josh didn't give me a thumbs down. I bet you he's not watching anymore because he saw me ruin his truck, and that was probably enough for him. All right. So let's take a look at this full screen one more time and do a little before and after. It's a pretty dramatic change, actually. I kind of like what I did. It makes it feel very dusk, like it's the end of the day. Nice warm headlights, I might add. Great job on getting those highlights or those headlights to be nice and warm. I'm not saying nice job to myself. That's just how they were, which is really great. I love that, especially period correct, because a truck of this age would never have xenon or LED bulbs or anything like that. This is from Jane Warburton, Timp RC at TIMPRC, I think is all it is on Instagram. Actually, let me bring it up and find out. Pretty sure that's what it is. Jade's also done a bunch of Timp underscore RC. He's also done a bunch of vinyl decals and stuff for me in the past. So always good to have his help on that stuff. So thank you very much, Jade. And thank you for the submission. I think it looks pretty awesome. Great looking truck. All right, let's do another one. We're getting through a lot tonight, mostly because I think these are really great photos and they don't need a bunch of correction. Let's see, which one can we do next? Oh, let's do this one. Nice looking tonka themed VS410 Pro. Yes. All right on that one. I think this is Craig Banks's photo. So thank you, Craig, for sending this in. Am I wrong? No, those are just, yeah, this is a Pro for sure. Driver figure, thank you. I like this roll bar here, and it looks like you've got some warning or emergency lights on the front. That's kind of cool. Good paint job on this too. Yeah, let's go to town. Let's have some fun. First things first, I'm just going to bring down the exposure a little bit. And I'm probably going to bring down the highlights as well. Shadows, I'm also going to bring down just a touch. And then blacks, I'm also going to bring a bit more back in. One thing that's bugging me is this servo. So we're going to clean that up. First thing I'm going to try is just saturation of the blues, which pulls a lot of blue out of the tires too. So we're not going to do it that way. What we're going to do is use the brush tool and paint that like that. And Masked Master, you can tell me if I'm doing this right or wrong. But it's usually what I would do. Nice, easy, quick, simple fix. Just smash the exposure button all the way down and smash the saturation all the way down, and makes it disappear. So I think we're good with that. Oh, Brazen, you sent me a few pics. Thank you. Can't wait to check those out. That way, so we haven't ruined the blue in the actual rubber of the tires, which I think is sort of important as well. This looks like it was never run. Is this a brand new, never run? Looks like it might not have been run ever before. This was like a maiden tour. So good one on you, Craig, for keeping it clean for the photo. Let's warm it up. Make it feel a bit sunnier out there. Greens, I'm also going to change the hue on those greens in the background. Something a little closer to the warmth, like that. Orange saturation. I think we're going to try to bring some life into these rocks, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of heat going on in here. I don't think we've got anything in there. No, we don't. But we'll do our best. It's going to be tough. These wheels are really nice. Are those SSD wheels? Painting by Eric Suits. Shocker. He seems to be a pretty popular guy, which is great. Really nice, really nice. Yeah, it's going to be tough to get anything out of this because it is really overexposed in that area. So I don't know that we'll be able to get much. What else can we do? I feel like I've been doing a lot of grain, so I'm not going to do that on this one. see if I can bring a little more to see, but just pushing contrast into it, we get a much richer red out of this, which is really nice. I think the yellow's feeling pretty good. Yeah. If I go much warmer, I think it's just going to feel a bit artificial. I don't know. Change that green back, maybe. Medium vignette on that one. Craig, next time, and this is just a suggestion, but get a little further away from your subject. Just a little tiny bit, like maybe another 4 to 5 inches, so you get a little tiny bit more background. And also, try to tilt a little bit more towards 3/4. And what I mean by that is so you get a little bit more of the actual truck face, like the actual front of the truck, sort of on point in camera, so you get a little bit more of the front end. That's all I'm suggesting. Minor little suggestion, but it would make a much better photo. This is still really great though, don't get me wrong, but just giving you a few tips on how you could improve for the next time. Overall though, that's a nice looking truck. The only reason I would suggest getting a little further away also is so we could get a little bit of more background, whether that be sky or something just kind of to help you kind of position the truck in terms of the geography of the location so you could get a little bit more background. That's all I'm suggesting. Otherwise, really nice. Like it a lot. Let's go full screen here. And before, and it's just a nice simple correction, but I think it brings a lot of energy and a lot more focus on the actual truck. I think that's looking really good. Thank you for the submission, Craig. Good photo. Is there a servo horn? Oh yeah, there is. So there is. All right, let's fix that too while we're at it. Get the brush going here, and same thing with that. Done. Good call. Good call. Greg. I had to go right back through the comments and see who that was from. So thank you, Greg, for that suggestion. Nice looking photo, Craig. Thank you for submitting. Let's do another one. I'm going to do this one. This is a photo that I took of my friend Richard, pardon my noobs, crew cab, or I don't know, quad cab Chevy truck. I don't know anything about Chevrolets. Yeah. I think those are CNC custom wheels, which are very nice wheels, I might add. This one is, we shot this one at, what off-road park were we at? I think this was AOAA in Anthracite, Pennsylvania. We were driving our full-size trucks, and we also brought tiny trucks with us because obviously tiny trucks, sort of a no-brainer. But Richard did a really nice job. Oh, it's a Cheyenne 20. There you go. I think he printed these himself, actually. These are his window mirrors as well, I believe. They're shorter and smaller and much more realistic than the RC four-wheel drive ones. I think he did his own door handles too. He is a madman, but he does a great job. Millpool. Anybody who likes The Simpsons knows that reference, I hope. Anyway, I took this photo. This was on the cheating in my TJ trip. I'm just cheating in my TJ. Still one of the best lines ever, I think. We're just going to give this a bit more saturation just on the truck itself, and lower the exposure ever so slightly to really make that paint come alive. I'm not going to do anything in terms of temperature over here. Yes, this is a bitchin' heavy Chevy. Faux show. Definitely one of my personal favorites that Richard has done. It's quite the truck in real life. I'm also going to amp up texture and clarity, shocker, but not too heavy on the clarity, just a little bit more on texture, because then this rusty paint job really comes to life. And I think that's good for that window. We're also going to bring up some work in here. And just by adding contrast and lowering the highlights a little bit and darkening our shadows and crushing our blacks ever so slightly, I think I'm actually going to pull this up even more and turn it a little bit. Should do it. It was a very overcast day. Not a lot of sun that day. Now, there's one thing that I do want to do, and I can't, there's a way to do it, and I've done it before. I want to get rid of some of this weird kind of hazing here. I think we'll probably end up getting out the brush tool for this one. And it's just because that doesn't really work in real life. Because it's plastic, that's where you're getting all that kind of rainbow effect. And yeah, that should do it. But it's not. It's not the right thingy. There's another way to do it, but I can't for the life of me remember what it is. Maybe Mask Master will remind me how to get rid of that. It's sort of like it needs like an ND or some kind of not ND, polarizing. It needs a polarizing filter, which I swear I've done before. I just can't remember how to do it. I know there's a way, but I don't remember what it is. It's so weird. I know I've done it before. Anyway, just bringing a bit more green into that paint. Yeah, he drives the Suburban. Yeah, he drives that. He drove it in Class 0 at East Coast Scale Challenge last year. Yes, I think it was last year. That truck was on my video of the SBG reviews. Yes, it was one of the top builds of 2019. That's correct. Yeah. How much have we done on this one? Let's go full screen here. Another subtle correction. This is the day of subtle corrections, I think. Not a lot of difference. Maybe we don't need to do a lot of difference to it. Bring up some of the foreground elements here. That kind of helps. That's a bit different. Before and after. Are we going to see me and Josh at Scale Nationals? You might see Josh. You might see me. It all really kind of depends on the situation in the world. Without getting into too much detail, it's still not really recommended to travel where I'm from. So I know November is a long time away. We're just going to have to wait and see. So I think Richard would approve of this photo. Maybe we do a slight rotation. And obviously we'll constrain that. Yeah, you know what? I think that helps a little bit. I think before. Yeah, I think I like that better. That feels a bit more real. Thanks, Dragon Model. Yeah, I mean, it comes with experience, right? I've been working in film and TV and video for 20 years, so I've got a tiny bit of experience. I'm very fortunate to have that experience, of course. Um, Luminance for polarizing filter. That's what it is. If I go luminance, wonder if that'll work though. I don't think. Wait. If I go into this filter in this thing here, I don't think I have a luminance option. I don't think I do. It's not that. It's not that. What is it? Honestly, can't remember. Oh well. So weird. No, I've done it before. Yeah. I'll have to work on that one. Figure it out later. If I figure it out, I'll send it to Richard. Fix it. Anywho, here we go. Full screen before, after. I'm pretty pleased with that. Just another simple correction, not a lot of changes, not a lot required. All right, let's do another one. What time is it? 9:18. Okay. Let's see. Oh, which one next? There's so many good ones to choose from this time. Already done that one. This is a cool photo. Let's do this one. So dramatic. Love this. Such a great location. Really nice angle too, and that's what is a difference maker in a shot like this. You're getting nice and low, you're shooting up, so it really feels like as the miniature photographer, that truck is coming right at you down a hill. It's really, really nice. I like that a lot. I also love that there's a truck in the background too. Out of focus, far away. Feels very cool. Um, Now, what truck is this? Traxxas? Traxxas truck? Yeah. That looks like a Traxxas. Wait, no. SCX10 2? SCX10 2, maybe. Yeah. Not a lot of stock stuff, lots of brass on there. Mark, we've only done 4 or 5 photos so far. You haven't missed too much. We've got a new keyboard cam, though, so you can see me using 4 keys. Yeah, not a lot of key usage. Yeah. So that is, I was right. Okay. It's what it started life as. Nice. It is an SCX-10 too. I feel smart. SMRT. I mean SMART. Okay. Great sky. Great foreground elements. Let's have some fun. This one. No. Let's do this one ourselves. Definitely going to go a bit more dramatic with this one. The sky is telling me what to do. Generally how it works. The sky always tells me what. The sky tells me what to do. Have a bit of fun with this. Make it a storm cloud. What? Yes. Like the storm's rolling in. Actually, we're not done with that yet. Yeah, that's funky. Okay. Then maybe I'm going to do another brushing in just to kind of give us a bit of roundness to the whole thing. You can see how we're really amping up texture here just by playing with the sliders for our blacks without even actually going into the texture sliders, which is great. That's pretty cool. And then let's throw another window on the truck itself. And what's our feather on that? 50? Yeah. Yeah, that looks like a wraith. I think that's a wraith in the background. It's kind of fun. And there are some blue elements on this truck. I'm going to leave them because I think it kind of helps give us something to kind of focus attention on. And it is kind of interesting to see the blue matched with the gold of bronze and the warmth of all these rocks. I think they're a nice kind of juxtaposition. And I think they're actually complementary colors. Blue and yellows always go really well together, just like red and green goes well together, purple and orange goes well together. Yeah. You can see there's some decal of some description on there. Actually, just going to flatten this out, rotate it around a bit. Yeah, good. What else? Let's try grain again on this one. Yeah, maybe just light. Don't need a ton. Do another vignette too. So it's sort of like it's almost like popping the page at you. Does anyone submit not so good photos to edit? There's been a couple here and there. I'm not like super selective when photos come in. I'm like, let's see what we can do with this. It's always sort of the challenge for me is what can we do? So I like the challenge for sure. I'm also just gonna bring this wheel up a bit too. I love these windows, man. I love having this sort of flexibility to change something just on its own if I want. Just going to bring up the saturation on that and then keep the hue right where it is. I'm just bringing up that blue a little bit. That's really the goal of that right there. That's it. See? Just a bit. But that looks pretty cool. Again, it's another one where we didn't have to crop, which is really, really nice. Yeah, I think this is all just sort of about bringing some drama and a little bit more excitement to an already really nice photo. It's not so much about like changing it and making it feel different. It's just about, trying to bring a bit more engagement, a little bit more viewer interest. Full screen. Looks awesome. And Let's just do a before and after. Before, after. That's a good one. Thanks, Todd Chapman, for submitting that photo. Very much appreciated. It looks really cool. Nice photo indeed. I'm not sure what that thing is. It might be a controller, might be a transmitter. I don't know. But you know what? We're gonna pretend I didn't see it. Although we could try to get rid of it. I mean, we're here. Why not? It might be tough because I think it wants to probably blur that edge. Yeah. Ugh. Don't like that. If we go there, will that save it? Ah, darn it. I don't know. Let's see what it looks like anyway. It kind of feels a bit weird. I can see where it was. So I think we'll just lose it. Photoshop to the rescue. I might fix that before I send it back to Todd. But overall, very nice photo. Thank you for submitting that one. One more before and after. Drama. Double bumper life. Yeah, I know. It's one of those things, right? Some people like the double bumper, some people don't. I'm not going to be too picky. I'm not. That's the thing. Like, this show isn't about cutting up people's builds or, telling them what they should do differently. This is about correcting photos, and I think we corrected that photo. It looks good. Thanks for the submission. All right. What should we do next? What are we feeling here? Done this one. Ooh. Let's do Scale Built's new Ford Turk. This is a seriously legit truck. He put a lot of serious effort. Yeah, this is a really cool photo. It's not really interesting watching pick edits on stream, though. I guess you don't have to watch if you're not enjoying it. I don't know what to tell you. This is what this show is. So. Oh, Todd Chapman's in here? Tell me all about what that thing in the background was. Anyway, while I'm waiting for that answer, let's talk about this. Scale Built UK built this super incredible truck. I think he's done a bunch like this, and I think this is part of his like death proof series that he's done. The supercharger spins, all of these lights go in like a sequential order when they're on. There is another photo of his, but I didn't import it. I wanted to do this one because there's a few things we can do to it. I should actually reset to where it was. This is how it came up when he gave it to me. But this is pretty cool. This is that Bronco hard body. It's got rubber fenders on here. CNC custom wheels again. This is on a VS410 Ultra. As you can see, porthole axles. It's got disc brakes on there. All of this really intricate cage work. The interior is crazy too. It's got this really amazing, 3D printed, but on a resin 3D printing setup. Just crazy details. Really, really worth checking out on his Instagram, which is Scale Built UK. And I think it's let me just make sure I get it right here. It's just Scale Built. SCALEBUILT. Scale Built RC. And you'll see the whole progress of this. It's crazy. I think it's probably like a 15-pound or 20-pound truck by the end of it. does not build them light, but a very cool truck indeed. Nice scale background too. This is obviously a backdrop that he's got is scale built engineering shop, as you might expect. Just printed on a big sheet of plastic, I think, and it does a really good job. But we're going to need to do a crop first and foremost on this because you can see a bit of the edge of the table. So we're just going to do that. Actually, we're not going to keep the original here. We're just going to go custom. And custom. There we go. No, I don't want to do that. How's that? Why is it not doing it? The crop custom. Still doing it. Anyway, we can live with that. Harley Designs gives me $1.99. Oh, I like the sticker. That's cool. Neat. Okay, so we fixed that crop. Now we've gotten rid of the edge of the table or whatever it was there. And as you can see, this was a raw photo. So you can already see that it's telling me what the white balance was when it was shot. So we're not going to futz with that too much because it's going to go super yellow if we do that. And I don't really want to go that far. I like it kind of in here. And I also like the tint right where it's at too. Exposure wise, we are going to lift it up a bit. Contrast, we're going to lower a little bit. Highlights can pretty much come up. Shadows, I definitely want to come up because we're missing a bit of texture in those tires. I want to see that. And I'm just going to lift the blacks a little bit. Texture, obviously. Clarity, obviously. But not as much as usual. Actually, you know, it's kind of fun if you go the whole other end and like not clear. I'm just going to go +5. Yeah, man. There's not a lot to do to this because it is a pretty great photo already. And you don't want to lose too much of the detail. I think we will give it a bit more vibrance and definitely saturation, but not an overall. We're going to go into the HSLs and we're going to pull up the blues and we're going to pull up the aquas because that's really where this truck kind of shines, right? Orange, might pull that down a little bit, not too much because it is affecting the headlights too. So maybe we'll do just a brush on just this element in here. And maybe a little touch on this too. Keep that at 0. And just pull the saturation down this way. That way we keep the orange here. We don't lose that. And then maybe just throw a slight vignette on there just to center your eyeballs. You can see how that can affect you, right? Just a light one is all we need. There's none, there's light. Yeah, the exo cage on this is pretty crazy. It's so much brazing. I would never be able to do this much. Intense. All the lights light up and they're nice and warm too. He's done a really great job on this truck. No side view mirrors though. I'm just kidding because we're not doing that. We are not doing that. Now we're getting a lot of reflection in this back wheel from the tool case there. And I mean, that's the reality of it, right? There would be a reflection there. But if we can pull that out and it still feels fairly natural, maybe we go with it. I think we can get away with that. And I'm going to warm it up a little bit because there's a bit of warmth in the front wheel as well. Not too much because there's hardly any saturation in there. Somewhere in there, maybe. Yeah, that ought to do it. We're going to have to feather that, though, because as you can see, it's like super hot. Zoom in on that for a moment. Yeah, that's got it. Feather it out just a slight little bit. Yeah, that helps. It's not major, but it's minor. Still important. Let's brush in our driver here a little bit just to bring him up a little bit. Just a little bit, but enough. And what else? Let me look at some questions while I cut to full screen on this for a little bit. Somebody keeps saying Wesley's specialties, video editing. What are you getting on about there? Saying it over and over again. I presume you want me to do some video editing tutorials. Well, we can certainly talk about doing that for sure. It would be something. Actually, Josh and I have been talking about doing something together on that. Oh, I'm not blocking. No. Brandon, I'm not going to touch that inner fender because those are brushed aluminum or brushed steel. The intention is to be stamped and to be aluminum. So we're going to leave that as is. That's part of the truck and definitely part of the look. You want to see a video editing video, Wesley? Okay, copy that. I've gotten your message loud and clear. Yeah, JK, I think this is like a 15+ pound truck. It's got a lot of detail, and the underside actually is where there's a lot of actual extra weight. He's got like these really cool panels that actually say death proof in them, which I think, I can't remember if he stamped them or if he etched them somehow, but it's so crazy. You got to check out his Instagram to see all the extra effort that went into this truck. Very long process on the build and definitely worth all of those long hours. From what I understand, he didn't even drive it before it was sold. So, yeah, somebody obviously made an offer that he couldn't refuse. Before, after. And it's just about kind of bringing up some of the blacks so we can see all the detail on the underside there, amping up the color as well, before, after. It's just, and this is a really cool flake, metal flake paint job too. Chuck, I believe this truck is right-hand drive because Scale Built is from the UK. So makes total sense that the driver would be on the right. Yeah, so there you go. Very nice truck, very nice photo. Thank you very much for sending that in. Charles? It's amazing. Really nice job. All right, moving on. Which one should we do next? Let's do an outdoor one. Nice little group shot here of, looks like it says Juggernaut instead of Jägermeister. Juggernaut RC. I guess this is like a club, maybe? What's that one say? Built not bought? It must be a group or a club. What a great background. That's very nice. No need to crop this photo. Well, actually, maybe there is a little bit of a need. Just gonna do that, and maybe that. Because what I want to do is I just want to lose this edge down here on the left-hand side. So it doesn't feel as if this cliff or rock face ends. Subtle, I know, but kind of key. And I'll see if I can get it. There we go. Okay. That feels better to me. Now you know less about what's going on over here. Oh, black and white. That's so boring. I like these warm shadows. Wonder if we can do a high con. No. That background is really nice. This is from Juggernaut RC. Wow, shocker. Let's see if we go with that, but then we start to play with it. I think I'm going to bring shadows back up and some clarity back into that. That sun is really, really nice. See if I can do something in here with that sky. We'll pull it down a little bit more. And then what we'll do, I think, is we'll give each truck its own window. I'm just doing each one here, so a little bit more attention placed on the truck. Is that what body is that? Foreground one. I don't know. Rudy, on the last truck, how many times do you say, okay, just one more tube, and then I'll be done? It's great. Love it. Throw a light vignette on there. And hues on these greens. See what I'm doing? I'm just affecting these foreground greens, these ones here, and these back ones here, and these ones over here. You can see how that's changing everything, including a bit of the sky as well. Kind of like just having a bit more green in there. I'm just backing off the redness of those fenders ever so slightly. And I think that's kind of going to do it. What a nice group shot. It's really cool. It's kind of a nice way to say, hey, friends, remember that time we drove tiny trucks? I think that looks pretty good. Before, after. Just bringing attention to the trucks. Yeah, that is a really nice photo. Thank you, Juggernaut RC. That's really, really nice. I should have saved that one for the end. What a nice way to end it, that one. Looks really good, though. Really, really nice. So thank you for that submission. We in focus? Probably not. It's so weird how it just loses its focus. I don't think maybe this lens is broken. It could be. I've dropped it before. Yeah, I know. You do definitely, Brandon, you do kind of want to let your eye go right to the scenery because that's where a lot of the focus is placed. Um, it is very nice, but still a good way to show off both a great location and some trucks. Very nice. All right. What should we do next? Kind of scrolling through what I've got here. Oh, let's do this one. What time is it? 9:45, eh? Let's do Craig Smalley's Mud Monkey, which is a furred. Not a giant photo, so we may have a bit of trouble with this one, but we'll see what we can do. First things first, good crop on this. I don't think I'm going to change anything there. I'm not loving the sharpness of these greens. It really does kind of draw your attention away. So let's see if we can adjust the luminance on those first. I bring them down in that regard. And then saturation, I might pull some of that out as well. And hue, I'm going to go a little more towards the yellows than the greens because that looks wrong. But that feels a bit better, I think. And then we'll do an overall exposure adjustment and highlights as well. And then whites, we're going to bring those up a little bit. And then let's try warming up this shot ever so slightly. Throwing some tint at it as well, just to get away from those greens a bit. I wonder if this might be a good opportunity to do like a cool black and white look. It might not. I don't know. I always want to do black and white, and then I'm like, I don't know. I think with this photo, it's not going to work because there's too much white. Yeah, let's just keep it in here. But maybe we'll try just lowering the saturation of everything overall. But then kicking up the vibrance just a touch. This is going to get a heavy vignette. And I don't think we'll get much out of that sky. This one's a bit of a challenge, Craig, I'm not going to lie. Now, this looks like a UK style license plate, so I imagine Craig is in the UK. Oh, Jake asked, was that your photo, the previous one? Yeah, really nice. Komodo body. Ah, of course. Right. I see that now. Very cool. Hey, guys, I'd love for you guys to comment on the sound quality. Now, I've got RTX voice on, and that means that you shouldn't be able to hear any background stuff so like I'm tapping on the table right now. Shouldn't hear that, right? It's pretty cool technology that NVIDIA developed for their graphics cards, because these graphics cards are so powerful. They're really good at doing other things, and this is like an AI sort of thing that takes out all the background noise in a scene. It's really pretty cool, I have to say. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring up the texture and the clarity just on the truck a little bit, just so we can see those mud droplets a bit better. I think we'll do something like maybe, yeah, I think a little bit cooler even than we were will kind of help bring your eye in. Let's do a couple these graduated filters here. To help get our eye kind of focused on the truck. That's pretty cool. A couple more little tiny adjustments here, just on some of these other leaves. That's not going to work. Undo. That's what I wanted. Can't hear anything but you. That's what I wanted. Good to know. Thanks very much, guys. Glad that software works. It's really interesting how well it works, too. That's, to me, sort of the most amazing part. Let's do something kind of different and fun with these trees. Just these ones here. See what I'm doing here? They're getting like a lot more, this one especially, a lot more purple. Just to kind of bring something kind of interesting into it. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for this one. Full screen. Cool looking truck. Before and after. Sort of monochromatic, just a little bit different. Something to just kind of be a little bit more dramatic and just do something a little bit different, so it doesn't look so much like just a regular everyday photo. Can't hear background noise or my own thoughts. Oh, somebody threw me $4.99. Thanks, Juan. I appreciate that. I really like doing these videos, and I really like sharing them all with you guys. So thank you. And I hope that you're getting something out of this and you want to give this a try. You can get a mobile version of Lightroom on your telephone. And I actually used that version for the photo of the heavy Chevy on my Instagram feed. It's really handy, super easy to use, and you get really great results. So like this photo right here, which it won't focus on, of course, that one was all done on Lightroom Mobile with the mobile phone. I didn't even use my regular real camera. I just used this one. So yeah, you can do some pretty great stuff with it. Now I'm really out of focus. It's distracting. We'll probably switch lenses for the next one, because that's too much. 9:55. Okay, let's do one more tonight. and then we're going to call it quits for today, I think. But which one to do? So many great choices. And actually, why don't you guys tell me what you think the photo of the day so far is? And we'll put those comments down below. Here's a good one to end with. What a great shot. I love this shot. This is so cool. I'm going to guess Utah. Or maybe the Badlands of Alberta. But that's pretty cool, man. What a great shot. I love this background. Big, beautiful blue sky. Nice and low, so you get some of these foreground elements out of focus. Pretty cool. Chuck G said, Matt, do you ever detail your tires with paint to make them appear used and dirty? Sometimes, not frequently. Mostly I just get them dirty. That's usually the best way to do it. You can like you can get out a wash, or you can do like pigments, but 9 times out of 10, because we actually use these trucks, it's just going to come off, and a lot of those things aren't going to stick very well to the type of rubber that these tires are. So I suggest you just get them dirty. It's probably the best way to do it. Hey, Moose Jaw, thanks for checking in, Joe. I was going to say, where's Moose Jaw Joe? All right. Definitely going to warm this up because Utah, or probably Utah anyway. Let's pull some blues back, but not go too far. Yes, the app is definitely pretty handy. Let's do the brush on the truck this time. Now, obviously, we're not going to do anything to try to get rid of that servo or anything. This isn't Photoshop. There's even a lens flare in there. I wonder where that's coming from. Must be like the sun's just over yonder. Yonder. You can see how horrible my mask is when you go extreme on the thing. Maybe we actually, you know what? Maybe we lose that one. I don't know if we need that. No brush stroke on this one. Oh, keep that though. Escape. And then maybe we'll just do one of these radial blur or radial filters instead. I don't want to do too much. Just want to kind of give it a little bit of an exposure boost. Just enough to say I did something. It's really more about, for this shot, it really is about this background. It's pretty amazing. Amp up that texture. Clarity too. See how much more definition you get out of that whole object here? Like clarity down, clarity up. It just really brings all the texture in. I just love seeing all that stuff. I think actually we will do another one of these radial filters here, but we're going to clean up these tires a little bit. Tires. Just going to bring down the exposure a little bit on this front one because it would be in shadow anyway. And we'll do another one back here, same thing. Maybe even a little bit darker. Another one here, but just on the face of the tire. Something like that. This is a Bomber 2.0. Oh, this is from Vidjo 22 again. So Probably Utah, because I think his last photo was in Utah as well. Yeah, not a lot about the truck in this one. Really is about this background and foreground too. Really nice though. I wonder if we do a bit of a crop on it too. Yeah, I think this is going to help. Oh, got it. Yeah, okay, Chuck. I understand. You don't have mud, sand, and that doesn't stain the tires, right? Fair enough. Then, yeah, I would definitely try pigments if that's something that you're interested in. Pigments you can get in sort of like they come in a powder. Vallejo makes a lot. AK Interactive makes a bunch. And they go on, and then you can actually affix them with a pigment fixer. So, yeah, that might be worth a try. Should we rotate? Yep, that looks pretty cool. I mean, that, see what I did there? This is like, I'm just adjusting the hue in the blues. And I mean, this takes it out of the realm of reality, but it is interesting when you do stuff like this. Ha! You had to change a flat tire, you know that. Oh, well, you know what, Dash? We're going to do your photo. Which one is it? Tell me which one it is, and we'll get it into the mix right now. Because I'm done. I'm done with this one. Let's do a full screen before and after. Very nice photo. Thanks, Bijo. Appreciate it. Um, Very cool. No, seriously, Dash, which photo is yours? And we'll get it done right now. FJ80. Okay, copy that. On its way. You'll have to. Oh, I know which one it is. This one. Ryan McKinstry. Great shot, great location. Yeah, this is going to be a good one, dude. Thanks for saying something, because I should do this one, and I should have done it a while ago. Thanks for reminding me that it's here. Yeah, very nice photo. Going to be a ton of fun to play with this. Already, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm going to pull the red out of these rocks and trees. Toss some orange into that uh, root stump. Green up that moss. What a great shot. That's very cool. I think we'll do a crop on it too. What we'll do, I think, oops, keep that. Just get rid of some of this top stuff here and make this sort of like another magazine shot. Because now this almost feels like it's not a tree stump. It's maybe more of like a rock formation or something. Already I'm feeling pretty good about this. It's really amazing. Sometimes you don't have to do very much to make a big difference in a photo. Really feeling this one for sure. And I was just doing a brush there to kind of bring down some of the elements of this water. You can really tell the focus is on the truck and this area here. This is a little bit out of focus. So um, just wanted to kind of help that a bit. It's a really great scene. It kind of reminds me of a few photos I took of the VS410 Origin when that came out a million years ago. Um, yeah, it's really, really cool. Medium grain, so it does feel a bit more magazine-y. Maybe even a light vignette. Just pulling the red saturation down a bit. Amp up some of the yellows here. Oranges too. And I think we'll put a radial over the truck. Just to make that the center of attention. I'm just bringing up the shadows a little bit so you get a bit more texture in the wheels. Or tires, I mean. Yeah, that feels pretty good. I'm just bringing a bit of blue into the reflections here. Just a slight amount, not a ton. I don't want to lose too much texture there. Your eye really is drawn to the truck no matter what. I mean, it is white. It's the only super white thing in this whole scene, but what a nice location. I love all this shale and the way the water's playing, and there's a nice reflection here of the truck too. Did you see that? Did you catch that? In fact, why don't we actually bring a bit more attention to that? Feather that out a little bit. Oh, it's already feathered 100%. Okay. There. Just a little bit of an exposure lift to really kind of knock that reflection. Yeah, nice composition, great looking photo. Really like it. Nice job. Great looking truck too. I doubt I'll be able to tell what chassis that is from here. But I'm gonna guess that it's an HPI truck. I hope I'm right. You know what? I'll be amazed if I'm correct, and I'll tell everybody why I think that is, or why I guessed that if I'm right. Yeah, if that isn't a desktop background, I don't know what is. Good fistful of throttle. Am I right though? Is that an HPI truck? Let me know in the comments, please. There's the full screen. Deportal TRX. Oh, darn it. Oh, but that's good. Locking diffs on an FJ80. That's pretty cool. I can dig it. I thought it was an HPI truck because of those white springs, but I'm wrong. And can admit that I am. Not a problem. Yeah. Okay. So there's the before and after. I'm pretty happy with that one. Dash, or Ryan, as your name is in real life, thank you very much for pressing me to get another photo in tonight. I'm glad that I did that. Lots of extra springs because it's a tank. Yeah, good point. Yeah, well received. Those are SSD wheels, though, right? Probably. Yeah, it looks good. No portals on a TRX4. You can do some pretty nice scale looking stuff with it. I heartily approve. Very nice job. All right, so I think that's going to do it for tonight. Yeah, let's go through all the photos that we did tonight, probably not in any particular order. Here's some clown's truck that started off this evening. Full screen on that one. Original and after. Slappy. That was it. No, Samsonite. I'm way off. Before, I think it looks much better teal. And I think I might have to, you know what? I've been kind of toying with the idea of getting myself an Ultra. I might just do it and I'm going to paint it teal just to rub it in Josh's face. Oh, you're still here. Josh, I stole your keyboard cam idea. Teal's the new orange. It's true. We'll talk about this later, but maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow. Actually, an Ultra might be something I need to have just to have one. Anyway, that's Josh's photo. Here's scale built RC, and before and after. Subtle. Here's Craig's Tonka Scout. Before, after. I think we really fixed that servo. Very nice truck, Craig. Thank you. Here's Craig Smalley's Ford Raptor. Before, after. Here's Jade's J10. Before and after. Here's Vidjo's other photo. Before, after. That's a really fun photo. I like that one. There's Ryan's FJ80. Before and after. Great truck. David Crabtree's Brute. Before and after. And Richard's Cheyenne 20. Before and after. I think that's all the ones I did tonight. And we still have more for next time. It's a lot to do. So what's everyone's favorite for tonight? Put a comment in there so we can vote. Informally, of course. I have a feeling people are going to lean towards this one just because of the comedy factor. Sticker that says Ferd truck. Yeah, I could do that. Ferd Turk. Yes. Yes, indeed. The last one, was that Dash's? Yeah, I like that one too. Utah was good. Cheyenne's number 2. Josh is number 1. which, which is something no one's ever said before, ever. There were a lot of really good submissions and still a lot more to do still. It's really fantastic that you guys are putting this much effort into it. And I cannot thank you enough for continuing to send in submissions and give me photos to edit. It's honestly, it's a lot of fun. I get a real kick out of it. And I hope that you will continue doing it because it really means a lot to me to be able to share this part of the hobby with you all. It's a lot of fun, and it really kind of chuffs my Gulliver on a Tuesday night. So I hope you guys are getting something out of it and you're learning. And as I send these out, and I will send these out before next week, of course, I saw a lot this week of people tagging me in the photos that I've corrected. And I definitely hope that you will continue to do that because I get a lot of gratification out of seeing those photos actually on the internet. So by all means, please continue to do that. It means an awful lot. Tag Scale Builders Guild in them. And if you'd like to submit a photo and you haven't already, or if you've got more that you want to submit, submissions at scalebuildersguild.com. Thank you so much. It's 10:17. I'll see you guys in 23 hours for the next live stream with Josh. Thanks again. We'll see you again tomorrow night. Take care.